let's talk about a challenge that pretty much every service business faces. How do you take all those promises you make to your customers and turn them into something, well, real? Something that actually works automatically. Today, we're going to dive into how service contracts in SAP S4HANA Cloud can do just that.
I mean, think about it. You've got customers, and you want to give them all great service, right? But how do you guarantee it? How do you make sure every single person gets the right price, the right parts, the right experience, without someone having to remember a special deal or dig through old emails?
Well, the answer is to formalize that promise with what I like to call a digital handshake. It's an agreement that doesn't just sit in a folder. Nope. It lives and breathes right inside your system, just waiting to spring into action the second your customer needs you. And inside SAP S4HANA Cloud, this digital handshake has a home. It's called a service contract, and it becomes your central command center, the one single source of truth for every single service promise you've made.
So what is it really? A service contract is just an official agreement that lays out exactly what you've promised a particular customer. It lists the services, the products, and, this is the really important part, the special pricing terms, all for a specific amount of time. This is your foundation for making service predictable and, honestly, repeatable.
And the place where all this happens, the hero of our story, if you will, is the Managed Service Contracts Fiori app. Just think of it as your main screen, your dashboard for building, changing, and keeping an eye on all of these agreements. This is where it all begins.
Okay, so how do you actually get one of these things set up? You might be thinking it sounds kind of complicated, but honestly, the whole process is designed to be super straightforward. It's all about getting you from zero to a fully working contract fast. It really just boils down to 4 simple steps. First, you tell the system who the customer is and how long the contract is for. Step 2, you add the products and services that are covered. Then, step 3, and this is a big one we're going to come back to, you set any special pricing. And finally, you just release it. You make it live. And here's why that's so cool. You're basically setting the rules of the game before anyone even calls you for help. You can lock in those sweet deals for your VIP customers, so they always feel taken care of and, just as important, they get billed the right amount every single time. No mistakes. Now, the secret sauce that makes these contracts so powerful is something called price agreements. This is where you actually define those customer-specific prices or discounts for parts and services. It's what makes the contract truly valuable for your client.
And you can see the impact right here. A regular customer pays $25 for this spare part, but for someone who holds this contract, the price is automatically $15. That's not just a little note somewhere, it's a hard rule that's baked right into the system.
Now, for the best part. A contract that just sits there doesn't do much good, right? The real power, the real magic, happens when a customer actually calls for service, and that's where automatic determination comes into play.
So, picture this. A customer with a contract calls in. They need a repair, and they need that SRV03 spare part. How in the world does your service agent, or even the system itself, know instantly that this customer gets the special $15 price? The answer is service contract determination. This is basically the brain of the whole operation. The second a new service order is created, the system just automatically scours its records to find and assign the right contract to that order. Nobody has to do a thing.
So how does it know which one to pick? It's not magic, it's just logic. The system checks 4 simple things. Does the customer match? Is it the right sales group? Is the contract actually turned on or released? And is today's date within the contract's active period? If the answer is yes to all 4 of those, then boom, the system instantly links that service order to the contract. All those special prices and terms we set up, they're applied automatically. No more searching through spreadsheets or binders. It's fast, it's accurate, and it's pretty much foolproof. And the result? That spare part, SRV_03, gets added to the order at the correct price of $15, not the standard $25. The system just enforced that digital handshake we talked about, delivering on your promise to the customer in a split second. Okay, creating one contract is great, but what happens when your business grows, and suddenly you have hundreds or maybe even thousands of them? Well, once you get the basics down, SAP S4HANA Cloud gives you some really powerful tools to manage all of this at scale. And this is where you start seeing some serious time savings. Instead of updating contracts one by one, you can do mass updates.
You can have the system automatically run credit checks to lower your financial risk, and you can use built-in reports to see which contracts are actually making you money.
Just take a look at this chart. It shows a customer's credit commitment. Before an automatic renewal, it's at €1,200. But after the system automatically renews their 2-year contract, that commitment is instantly and correctly updated to €3,600. The link between your service team and your finance team is completely seamless. And for the last piece of the puzzle, let's talk about the ultimate efficiency multiplier, templates. Seriously, if you find yourself creating the same kind of contract over and over again, this is going to be a game changer for you.
I mean, the difference here is just night and day. Creating one manually means you start from scratch every single time. It's slow and it's easy to make mistakes. But using a template, you start with most of the data already filled in, which guarantees everything's consistent and cuts your creation time way down.
And that's the whole point. Service contract templates just let you define a standard package, terms, products, pricing, the whole shebang that you can reuse again and again. You just pick your template, plug in the customer and dates, and you're pretty much done.
So when you put it all together, the central app, the price agreements, the automation, the templates, you're not just dealing with static paper documents in a filing cabinet anymore. You have dynamic, smart assets that are actively working to make your business run better.
And that really brings us to the final question you should be asking yourself. After seeing what's possible, take a hard look at your own business. Are your service agreements smart, automated assets that build trust and make sure you're accurate? Or are they still manual burdens, slowing you down and opening you up to risk? The choice really is yours.
All right, if you're dealing with long-term service contracts, you know the drill, right? The biggest headache